Hey everyone, my name is Paul from Fright Candle and this is Fright Candle Behind the Scenes. This is a video series following my development of my new game Run. If that sounds like anything you're interested in, hit subscribe and let's get to the video. In this video I'm going to take you through my process of implementing a new feature into the game. I'm going to start with how I planned the things out on paper and then also how I implement it into the game itself. A few days ago I got a tweet from someone who tested my game and he told me about how he never knows how far he is in the game. So he wanted to see his progress. So he suggested maybe adding a progress bar at the top of the screen. And I thought it was a pretty good idea because I have the numbers every 10 meters, but with the motion blur it's really hard to read them. I thought it was a pretty good idea, the progress bar, and I was also thinking about that a little bit. I decided to implement that today. First let's do the planning phase. So in my game the floor is one big plane, which is really long or tall. The finish is like the top part of it. So the finish is the top part of it, and when that gets in the screen, the game is over. And every time you take a step, you parent the floor to your finger, so it moves it down a little bit. And then when you let go, it moves a little bit further to indicate you take a step. So what I need to do for the progress bar, I need to track how far the finish is from the camera. One thing that I think I cannot do is just take the finish position because it's parented to the floor. So that wouldn't work because its position never changes because it's parented to the floor, so it takes the local position. Maybe I can take its real position. So another thing I can do is make an empty game object that's parented to the finish. When I let go of the screen, unparent it, and then take that position because then it's not parented anymore, so it has its own position, and use that to update the progress bar. Okay, that was way easier than I expected. I thought I would be doing this for maybe an hour or something, or maybe longer. I thought I was going to encounter a lot of problems, but the first thing I tried was just getting the position from the finish, and it immediately worked, so it was pretty nice. Sometimes stuff like that happens, that it's way easier than you first thought. So yeah, that was nice. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I did it. It's not really that hard, but there's a bar at the top of the screen, and when you run, the bar moves, and it also shows a number in meters below to show you how far you are at this moment. The thing is that it stops at around 6 or 5. That's something I still need to fix, but but those are the small things and go way faster than the big thing. The script is really easy. I just have a public transform to the finish line. I also have a TextMesh Pro to the progress bar text, which is the meter thing below. And I also have a slider, which is because it's on top of a slider, just do the get component in start. Never do this anywhere in update, only do it in start. Even some people even say you should never use it because it's really slow, but I only use this in start because I'm just too lazy to drag them in the inspector. Next in the update I get the value from the slider and I set it to the Z position of the finish line, and I'll show you how I did that later. Then I make a float, which will be the text value for the progress bar, the small text below. That's the finish line divided by 15, because the finish line is 1500 units away from the starting position. So if I divide it by 15, it's 100 meters, if that makes sense, because 1500 divided by 15 is 100, and it's a 100-meter run. So That's why. Then I put that in, I put the progress bar text value and I convert it to a string. This means that it only takes the first 2 digits. It doesn't do anything below 0, so it doesn't do point whatever. It just takes whole numbers. For example, if I would do 3 of them, if it's 10 meters away, it will say 0, 1, 0, because it will take 3 numbers. Now it just takes 2. And then this is for testing if it's if the finish line is below 100 meters away from the starting point, it prints finished. I did that because it's really weird, but when the finish is in screen, the camera moves up, so there's a little bit of weird conversion there. That's why the progress bar text also says 5 at the end of the run and not 0, because the camera moves up and doesn't account for that. And then I was thinking, okay, how I'm going to do that, because I tried to make the minimum value higher than the maximum value, but somehow that didn't work. I just flipped the progress bar around, so it's the wrong side up. So actually the progress bar gets lower. If you can see here, I drag the value down, but the progress bar in game goes up because it's just flipped around. Yeah, that's basically it. It's really easy. And then I just made a small logo thingy to indicate where you are, and I removed the background sprite, so it's just a bar, and I made it white with a ton of opacity, so it's not really in the way. It's just there, but it's not really obtrusive. And that's basically it. Now an update from last week. I had a really weird problem where some obstacles would work and some wouldn't work, and the inertia wasn't working and whatever. And as I predicted, the problems were really stupid, and it was actually a really easy fix. So as we see here in Unity, this is the floor you're running on. And when I press play, I will show you that it still spawns the obstacles there. It's really nice. Okay, so nothing was wrong with that. I had, for some reason, I thought, okay, maybe it's better to have also one instance of every obstacle behind here for some reason, but that was actually the problem, because every obstacle has a rigid body, so it also has weight, and for some reason that slowed down the whole floor. So because they were there, they messed up the floor. When I removed them, it was fine, they were gone. That was the inertia part. Now, why some of them didn't work is I can't fathom how I didn't see this. But when I was looking at their prefabs, I found out that if I press on the water, for example, it has a box collider and also a rigid body. That's necessary to detect the raycast I'm shooting when you touch the screen. Well, the thing was that not every one of the objects had a box collider and a rigid body. And I thought I just duplicated them, but apparently not, or I removed them at some point. But it was super obvious that they didn't work because they didn't have a box collider, which is so stupid. Why didn't I see that? Thing is that I am not really a big fan of how these obstacles look, how they work, and the size and stuff. So, but at least it's working, so now I can iterate again on making new ones and see what's fun to play and whatever. Let this be a good lesson on, if you're stuck on a problem, just take a break and just get back to it tomorrow. Because when you're angry at your work, you're not thinking clearly, and you're not thinking of the most logical ways to tackle the problem. So just take a break, come back to it later. So the fixed obstacles and also the progress bar and everything will be in the beta update 0.4. Will be up when this video is up, I hope. Maybe if I'm having some delays, I will leave it in the comments below, in the pinned comment. So if you like this video, please click down below and click the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. Hit subscribe if you like this channel and want to see more. Also, we're slowly growing. Every time I upload a video, I gain a couple subscribers, which is really nice. Thank you for that. I'm thinking about fun stuff I can do when I reach certain milestones of subscribers. So the next one will be 150 and then maybe 200. So leave in the comments down below if you know anything I could do for one of those milestones. And also, still around 90% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you like this video, please subscribe. I know you'll like the rest as well. And with that, I will see you guys next week.